All right, welcome here, everybody. We are the Nights Before Christmas on the You're Welcome stream, brought to you by eBay with your hosts, Laz, and of course, a cup of frag here for the best of 3 in the playoffs, round number 1.
Know what's to come so far, so we'll get straight to the point. It's going to be time in, and who are they going to be taking on, Laz?
It's going to be time in versus BuiltbyGamers. So definitely going to be a very fun game to see. And for anybody that isn't aware, of course, Time In is going to have the roster with Ninja on it and a bunch of other members as well. So very exciting things to see. And I see a few members in the chat that are already spamming some Ninja quotes as well. So that's good to see.
Starting the hype early, and let's get straight down to it. Let's get into the history of the two teams, and thank you for staying patient. A little bit of wait for this game. We are off to the races. For these two teams, since June, July, we've had a chance to do the homework, and so have they. They've played probably 8 to 10 tournaments each, lads, between June and now. So for these two teams, I think it's fair to say, we'll get the puns out early, both teams have put the time in. So many puns to come, I'm sure. I'm going to take that one nice and early. And on that note, who's going to have enough time in here to take this best of 3?
Yeah, so it is going to be the first playoff rounds, right? So now we're going into the best of 3, whereas before we were on the best of 1s. And like you were saying, I mean, this is now going to be a big test for both teams. So BuiltbyGamers will be playing on the defensive side, whereas we're going to have Time In on the attacking side and see what they can do. And I mean, it is 3 maps potentially, so we'll have to see, can the gas tank still be full for this? But we will now find out as it is going to be commenced.
So to have a look at Haven, a lot of Haven played here for Time In. They really like the pug champs in the sense of the roster they have there and how they've formed together over the past year. They've played Haven over 21 times. 21!
That's quite a few, and I mean, even look at that. The fact that Will is just able to push up like that and win that first frag, and being the Phoenix, you can use the Molotov to heal yourself. That's going to be a good start, so pretty much another opportunity, another life is going to be here. But it will be Time In that are going to get the spike down. Ninja going to be now planting it on just on the side, which is planted for long C.
Recalling my bot.
Big flank coming in from Rob Wiz, but now he's made a lot of noise, so I think his position is now compromised. But he's going to push on through dashes, but he's not able to get it.
One enemy remaining.
Now, just like that, it completely collapses, leaving it just down. Mortis by himself, looking to find him, but take him down.
Cheers. Able to get the spike down circumstantially. Was looking pretty grim there from the early entry BBG. Great frag, and somehow, some way, Time In able to get the spike down. They're going to walk away with a little bit of economy. And the question now is, they're going for that false, or are they going to go for that hard discipline save?
And that's kind of the tough thing. Like, I mean, we typically see, you know, a bit of a mixed bag. Like, we don't know if teams want to just try to risk it for the biscuit, put the money in the board, or do they want to play a little bit more safe? But right now, it actually does look like everybody is going to be saving except for Morgal's just purchasing, the frenzy. So going to keep the money where they can and put that investment into that next round.
Look on the other side for BBG though. Yeah, the predictions, right? They've got the scout, they've got the specters. They're going full in though, no stingers, and the sheriff sort of half by, going right in, and they want to send this off for the 2-0 start and get their leg up against Time In. So far though, mid-action, no contest just yet until light. One taken down, Time In, down to that 5-on-4.
Be already down to the 5-on-4 situations now. Molotov going to come through, and it actually just misses. Look at this critical. Talk about critical space, and I mean, that's going to be that. He just misses it barely. But now, Time In going to be pushed back a little bit more. It's going to be the Marshall in hands for Rob Wiz just to hold it down. Locking A, getting that information, able to dash out as well. Spots the shoulder and actually lands the frag. More gals. That's going to be a second. So the cleanup's already looking good, leaving it just to only 2 remaining members.
One enemy remaining.
But now making it 1 as Rob Wiz comes up alive with a triple.
He's a whiz-kit, baby. Love to see another. Only the triple from the scout. The great work and the use of movement. We've talked about Jet, that aggro duelist she is. Sick stuff there, and scout for the triple. Flawless, as the screen said as well. So 5 players survived there for the boys in BBG. Heading on. 2-1 to score. Oh, sorry, 3-0 to score, is it? Losing track of my numbers here.
The math is getting hard. I mean, it's been a long day for us as we've been doing quite a few of the games, but this will be the last. And what better way than a best of 3? But now will be the full gun round coming in from Time In.
Careful now.
Will be a purchase as well as the standard purchase, of course. Banana Swarm Nade actually just misses, so you can see the anticipation was. Finally
Stay down.
Make some damage on long, but instead, Rob Wiz being the damage maker as he does take down someone early on. Gal's gonna hold things off, gonna get tagged a little bit here by the nade. Looking to find it for a one-on-one peek, but Bior and Fudd take them both down, and now it's completely
Last player
just leaving
standing.
it to only Danny.
Melting. Absolutely melting. One portion of the snowman left. It's going to be on Danny. See what he can do here with the Vandal. Dragon chomping down on one. Not able to do in the other four for that matter. Talking of 3-0, still the last round. It's happening now. 3 rounds to Built by Gamers. And tell you what, this is the start that they would have dreamed of for a best of 3. You talk of best of 3 mental state. Getting that first map, if you can get that in the bag, Les, oh man, that's going to be more than just momentum. It's going to be that mental fortitude and gain that you need in a best of 3.
Absolutely. And do appreciate the comments in the chat. We are just trying to work on the volume and see if we can fix our mics a little bit, but hopefully they will improve. Just let us know, of course, and definitely appreciate the feedback.
Stick the mic in right close to my mouth, so hopefully you can hear it. Who's going to be hearing the footsteps, though, ahead of this round? Spike's going to go down nice and early, and we did see this in that first round as well, Laz. Time in, have no issues getting a Spike down, but it's just on that lockdown and that post-pon they've got to get their hand in.
Yeah, that's going to be critical, actually, using the drones to be able to get that information. That's going to be Will, able to take down round the that's going to be activated, but now going for more. Bjorn finds it. He locates another player, so they're aware that the Sova is going to be in window. You can see Rob Wiz. He knows somebody's close to the Jet using the Cloud Burst. He needs to find
One
it.
enemy
He needs to
remaining.
find this player, and it's just going to be posted up. Holding a tight angle, but critical. Going to be doing some critical damage now, making it 4-0, and things are looking very good right now for BBG.
Yeah, 4 players surviving. 4-0 as well. 5 players from the round before. This is turning out to be a bit of a run-through here from BBG. They're going for almost a speed run. Time in, and we're giving credit where credit's due for both teams. 2 somewhat new rosters, finding their footing and just ironing out the kinks of the playstyle. So it's one of those things where you can't be too critical for any team in Valorant right now. Everyone's in growing pains and trying to figure out their playstyle. I think it was Elige or Twist that said it earlier on from Liquid's experience. You have bad games. People have bad games sometimes. Does it define a player? And so far, not the best start for time in, but things can only get better. Or can they?
Definitely see now. I mean, the damage has already been done to time in, as Morgales is going to be falling already, and that's the omen. So that's actually a lot of utility that is lost. So the smoke's not available for the attacker. So now they're just going to have to rely a little bit more differently. They do have the cloud burst for Kurt, but they're not as long.
You
as
should
like
run.
for dark cover, but that will be the Killjoy lockdown. It will be initiated now. This is going to push back those defenders. Are going to be just a very good position because now they actually have to fall back even more than they would before. So this allows them to get in this site for free, but now it's going to come down to this post-plant situation. And Rob, he's getting ready. He's got the Blade Storm out, ready for the double draft.
Up
He
draft,
might be able to
maybe?
find this. Oh my goodness, from Storm, but he doesn't get it, but instead Grego takes him down.
Rolling in off of short here, grabs the frag. Sewers does
Last
put it
player
to the
standing.
3-on-2. Time in. Just the 1 player survives, and see you later, Alligator. Phoenix coming in hot there and picking up a couple of frags, and still 5 rounds in the bag. The goose egg for time in, and not anything that a time in fan's going to be wanting right now.
No, time in. I mean, it is still early on. We're going into the 6th round, of course. I mean, anything can definitely happen. I mean, of course, with the half being 12, we'll have to see. But BBG right now just looking like a dominant force. The strike force that just doesn't have many flaws in their game yet. But Rob is going to have the operator in his hand and will be posted up inside B. So a little bit more presence from the defender side in terms of B. So I'm interested to see, do they have a different plan? Do they want to play a little bit more aggressive, do anything different, or do you just kind of remain with the current pace they have?
I think they're just trying to punish those B plays that Timid have been making. A lot of the success that Timid have had has been through that mid channel, and they've been leaving open for the retake, that sort of default strat. But I like this, switching it up, and I don't know if this is going to be something that Timid are going to be expecting. Great element of surprise play, and that could be the hidden factor they're looking for. A straight face there. Some artwork. Look at the winky face too. Look at that.
It's really
That's skill.
It's just a
artist.
Rob Wiz's part-time job. Artwork in Valorant.
Watch out. New agent coming.
Speaking of new agents, when are we going to see the new one? Early
When we can see-
2021?
I think on 2021, and we did mention it off cam, and it's worth a while we're just on this short pause here. Thanks for sticking with us, obviously. Powered by eBay, this is Night Shot GG. Nights before Christmas, 10k on the line here. This is going to be the knockout rounds for the best of 3 here. And one of these teams is going to go forward, plain and simple. Right now, BBG look in that pole position, but time in, obviously, you've got Ninja and the gang, but that's something that even I need to stop referring to. Ninja recently, I know in one of the Snapchats, one of the Instagram stories I was reading from him, he's mentioned, don't refer to my team furthermore as Ninja and the team, refer to it to time in. So time in, right now, having a bit of a struggle on the Haven map, but we did see in one of our early games, the best of 1, Laz, it was 7-1. The Except were down, and they came back to win that matchup. So it doesn't matter how far you're down, as long as you're able to get a couple of rounds in the bag before that first half is over, anything can happen.
Anything really can happen. I mean, right now we're seeing
Get out of my way!
a very efficient defensive side. I mean, talking about that, that's critical. He's able to put that Hunter's Fury to work so early on. I mean, it's not like they're taking down Vandals or Phantoms or anything, but getting an early pick like that, that's a great start for them to start things off. And now, I mean, it isn't even playing field. Ball's going to get taken down. Will looks for another. Trying to find it as well, and that's going to be the knives activated here from the attacking side. 3 ults available for time in. They want to burn them all right now. Or do they want to save them? I mean, now it's just down to the Jet and also now the Phoenix.
I think it's worthy of a save, surely, at this point. That's a lie, though. Bladestorm is going to come out, and desperate times, desperate measures. You've got to put this ult to work. You really, really do. Checking the corners is crucial.
Last
Taking
player
one.
standing.
Chimed in for the other trade, and it is going to be all down to the 2-on-1 here. Great play so far.
One
That's gonna be
enemy
doable.
remaining.
That's a big pick. And now he's completely shifted this round all the way. He's using the run it back. He's just going to use it for scoping information. He's running. You know the Sova is just trying to get away as much as possible, but now he's located him.
Oh, no!
On his back is 2.
Oh, no!
Is the body. And that's going to be a big round for BBG. Living by only 1, but a close and valiant effort from time in.
What a go. What a go at things it was there. That middle play, so tough to make that happen. Spraying and praying through anything that was thrown at them. And if that shows that Timon have got what it takes to make this game a bit more of a matchup, I'd say so. 6 rounds to the nothing right now, and Timon, I think that's going to be that warm-up round they've been looking for, Laz.
You know, that does look like a little bit of gas has been put in the tank. So
Revealing
that's gonna be
area.
what they needed. One of the closest rounds we've seen from them so far. To see if they can now bring that through. I mean, now they have a full purchase. They have the Vandals. Only operator will be Rob Wiz. Gonna be creeping on through. Wallbang comes in. A lot of commotion already. Mirage trying to get that space. Trying to get their car parked in there, but now it's gonna be actually lose their number.
Talking of that, this is the first time in this time matchup, I spoke too soon, that we've actually seen Timon get an entry, get the first frag of the game. It is back to the 4-on-4 situation though, and that's the problem, isn't it? BBG, on the response of anything that Timon do, they're there right away. They're there immediately. They're like that parking meter guy that just keeps giving you tickets like, dude, I was here for a minute. I didn't pay for a minute and you give me a ticket. They keep getting deleted from the server. Timon, they've got to figure something else out here. What's the play?
Be able to get into C, so all the remaining defensive players are going to be grouped up. Solo, which will be critical.
30 seconds left.
Slow things
Come on, let's go!
Spike
Revealing
planted.
The recon bolt going to be used now. Not to find any of those players. Star cover. Very tough spot to be, and you can see like they're trying to push out the thought it's going to be able to push as well, but Ninja and both Drago take
Taken out.
Okay.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Triple Ninja pulls up through the first round here for time in.
And that's how this narrative is going to be built. And the time in begins now. So 6 wants to score. We did see 7-1 before a comeback did begin. And this could be the beginning of that tale. We've got the lockdown in Ninja's hands. I believe we've got a couple of other ults that have just been banked on. And let's see what they can do here.
Placing alarm bot.
Looks like it might be angling up for the A play here, as it will go. But you never know here on Haven. There's so many plays that you can make just to offset your opponent and just give that debate, and we'll soon find out what that play will be.
Enemy mark.
So drone coming out, checking out Garage, and Long C looks to be the player. Comes Sober. Hunter's Fury, bust this out, see if we can take a frag on, and this would be the beginning of the entry. A lick of damage done. No frag to be seen though. Still 5 on 5.
A little bit more of a slow round. I mean,
You
now
should
we can
run.
See that they finally the attackers. They're deciding to take over B. Going to be using the Killjoy lockdown. But instead, they're not going to advance the spike there yet. They have to go for that, but instead, Bjor's going to actually push on through. But Danny shuts him down, shuts down that play whatsoever. But now they're going to push on through. Will be spotted by the recon bolt. No, he's going to be able to take it down just in time. No players detained either. Spike going to go for the full plant. Curveball comes in. He's going to push on through. Cover, though.
Spike planted.
That's, speaking of nuisances, it's going to be Rob Wiz. putting that
Last
on
player
the
standing.
nuisance, and he's the last remaining player, but Grego takes him down.
Sick flick from Wiz there. I don't know if you saw the Blade Storm flick of the wrist. You see like a flick one tap of a Vandal or an Operator. A flick with a Blade Storm. Not something you're going to see every day. Happens in that stitch though. Great use of the updraft in the Blade Storm combo. It's going to be 6-2.
Be 6-2, and now seeing 2 rounds in a row for time in. Still have 4 more to go to see
Right
where
here.
we can go in this game. Like we said, this could have been the jump start for these guys to, you know, get things going, get the motor running.
I think so. It's like you're on that trip on vacation. You got to stop for
Revealing
some gas,
area.
and they found the right price. They topped up
flight.
to just over half, and let's see if that will get them to their destination. Drone out. Danny trying to get that intel. I don't know if you got the spot there. I don't know, did you see that, lads? I don't know if you got the angle.
I don't think I actually did see it, unfortunately, but the drone, you know, it does, you know, being used, and now it's going to be used from critical. Going to be spotting out. Just trying to get as much information as possible. For the spray, but not able to make any sort of frag. But Rob, he gets caught off guard.
Careful
in the
now.
wrong spot, fully exposed. And now the spike going to get planted again. And this is a free site. I mean, this is a 4-on-3 situation, and all defending players, they're completely stuck.
Spike planted.
BBG definitely look. You said stuck in the mud. They look stuck against the wall.
Revealing
And
area.
what's it going to be? 4 and 3. You've got a tough retake on your hands. Taking 1. Trade needs to come soon though, otherwise this is not going to
One
happen.
enemy
Trade
remaining.
will. Doubling down, warping the open. It's not going to be on Jet here. Grabbing 1. It's the one-on-one. We had so many one-on-one situations here, and this really is going to be the turn of the tide. Grabbing that frag, and that is what timing needed to get this going. The triple, baby. 3 rounds in a row. We said it, and we'll say it again. Time in. Have got a great roster there, and putting in some good frags for that round.
Yeah, and a lot of these rounds are coming down again to these individual plays or these, I don't want to say 2vx situations. I mean, that was Kurt that came alive, and I believe that was a double for him just to get a 1-on-2.
Here.
But I mean, that's what I mean. When we were talking about, it wasn't looking good for time in yet, but now it's really just starting to turn the page. And BBG are 3 rounds behind. I mean, they are up 6-3, but losing this many in a row, it definitely has to make some sort of an effect.
It definitely does. You're like, hey, what am I doing wrong? What's changed since the last round? And talking of that, time in are now getting the
Joke's
entry
over.
frags. They
You're
were having
dead.
an awful time to start things off. They put it to the 5-on-4. The run it back's going out as well. You can't stop them.
Stop him and all, but Bjorn actually does take down the run attack. So it will be another life and another opportunity for the Phoenix. You can even see Bjorn's getting a little bit more curious. What he
so
can
risky.
find. This is good. Oh no, but his teammate, he makes so much noise, and it might have given it away. And you can see all these players, they're just grouping up. They're just hanging out. They're waiting. They know
going to
something's
the
coming.
They got on the rotate exactly. So off of that elephant footstep from Omen, I didn't see the player was. That's going to bamboozle the entire plan. I think they would have had the catch off guard there in sewers, but so it will be. Time in. They're putting their time in elsewhere. They're looking towards Garage on C.
30
Could
seconds
literally
left.
hear a pin drop. 30 seconds, and this server is a tumbleweed. Grabbing one will be the Killjoy there, and that will be Ninja, putting it to the 4-on-3. So
10 seconds
times are
left.
ticking. We need to see that spike go down ASAP.
Spike planted.
As you do, it's a familiar retake, and on the back foot, once more will be BBG, getting stuck on these retakes. And it hasn't happened before in the past couple of rounds. Is a Stinger really going to be the answer to that? Pre-firing will come in here. Not going to be enough, though. In this 4 versus 2, I really don't see a Stinger and a solo Vandal to get it done. Phoenix coming through, doubling down on that. And yet again, time in, they're heading towards some more rounds. That's 4 rounds in a row.
4 rounds in a row we go. Hopefully we fixed the volume. Apparently it was me. I thought it was you. Oh my goodness.
Oh, are you trying to say it's not you, it's me? I've heard that from a lot of women in my life. I didn't expect to hear it from you, lads. That's upsetting.
Unfortunately, that is going to be the case today. So hopefully that's going to fix things off. And my volume is fixed. I didn't realize mine was the one undermining. So figure things out. But yeah, 6-4 we go. Full gun round. We're going to be ops across the board here for both Kurt and Rob. Going to be holding things down. And this is a big comeback story for Time In. I mean, now they're only 2 rounds away from tying this up. And BBG, it's starting to slow down for them. And they're not really figuring out, you know, we're not seeing anything really different from them yet.
They seem to have, I don't want to say one trick play. They had their set plays. They seem to have done their homework for Time In. For Time In, vice versa. I think they've done the homework as well. Hunter's Fury coming through, doubling down here against Time In. They're at Time In out.
It's going to be a timeout for the attackers, and the spike actually will be dropped. And all the defending players, they seem to be just completely isolated inside this B site. And the attackers, they don't really have a lot of ground to work with. You can see they're a bit of a hard place, because now Danny does find that small glimpse of an opening. But they have to get through so many tight corridors and so many different spaces to push on through.
Here.
That's the problem with C, isn't it? There's so many nooks and crannies you've got to check, and if you don't check one, it can be over. And now, not going to be enough there. Calling the jump will be Ninja. The counter Killjoy removing her sister in her arms, and it's the 3 versus 2.
Both Danny and Kurt right outside the site. 20 seconds remaining. They do have the spike, but the Phoenix is going to be in the back of the site, and they need to take him down. But the spike plant, it's not going to happen. I don't know if he spotted it. Oh, he actually decides to stick it, but he's going to spray, and he's able to get one. Danny's going for more. Danny's not able to get more than that, but the valiant effort is there.
Still some action to come from this half, but the tides have turned. 7-4's the score. Time In have made this into a game. They were at that goose egg for, I think it was six rounds to nothing. But last round of the half, believe they do have some econ to buy up with as well. I'm curious. They've made so many B plays, lads. I think all but one of their plays has been successful B play. I think one was on C. Are they going to maybe try something else? Until like there was one play on A as well, but the 2 out of the 4 have been for the C play, and the B plays. What's the answer? It's been such a confusing half. I think as an IGL, I'm really sympathetic for Time In. This has been a rough ride.
And that's the thing. It was looking very good for BBG and Time In. They've been just pushing on through and really just getting these openings that they can find. And I mean, they've been having a lot of success going towards B, and this is going to be Ninja to use the lockdown again. Look at that. It's going to be a bit of a deja vu, and the lockdowns galore, and that's going to be Danny using the Hunter's Fury, but not finding anybody to use it with, but that allows his teammates to get in the right position. And actually, it's going to be both 2 players being detained, so that's actually a very big play.
That's a massive play. It's a lockdown, locking down for an attack, for a take of a site, not a play that's going to happen in every game of the day. And the first time I've actually seen that period in my experience of Valorant. Who cares for what I'm seeing, though? What the player's seeing, going through connector here. This is going to be awful for a beacon. There's so many people going for a funnel, a bottleneck.
So much action back and forth, but that'll be Kurt to find the 1. So now making it back to the 3-and-3, but now just going to be only leaving it to Ninja. But he's stuck. He's completely on his own. He's so far away. And I don't know if they know he's close by. And now they're going to
Do
finally
they?
start defusing. A bit of a late
One
defuse, so
enemy
now he's going to
remaining.
have to stick this. And now Ninja, you got to go. He's got a spray, and he's able to make it through.
Oh.
Time is completely against them. And that's a huge victory for Ninja.
Switching
Ninja
sides.
with the candy cane, taking it home. The spray down through the cloud burst. I don't even want to know how close Jet was to that defuse. I think it had to at least been 0.5 seconds. We didn't see, but we can only speculate. What a round.
Yeah, and it just looked like Ninja. There was no hope. He was so far back in A main, and there was a little bit of hesitation from the defense, and they seemed to just bait the time a little bit. They didn't even fake defuse. Instead, they just waited it out and then just tried to full stick it. But that's the round exactly Time In needs, but now it's going to be shifted over. We can see BBG going to be on the attacking side, and now Time In going to be switched over to the defensive side.
I think for that round, you said Ninja is pretty far away. He must have had his Adidas line on. He must have had his right shoes on.
Definitely would think he has his Ninja shoes on. Those are going to be two big frags that started off, and I mean now going to be a little bit of retaliation back from BBG. But look at this, they've already lost 3 members, and we're still
Last
early on in
player
the round,
standing.
making it just down to Will, a 1-on-4, and he's completely stuck, and he's going to be able to find the one. Now going to have to look for more. The spike, it's down in a sewer. And he now just used the last bit of utility. He's trying to push on through. He gets another. Oh my goodness. What on earth?
One
If he
enemy
gets this, I
remaining.
cannot believe it. He picks
you
up
serious?
another. That's a triple. And he's gotten the position of the last player, so he can do anything he wants at this point. He can burn the clock. He can run around. He can just hang out.
Wash your hands, my friend. They're filthy, and they're not clean just yet and not ready to get to that sink to wash up. 1-on-1. Phoenix versus Killjoy, the bunny hops are coming out. And I want to point out, those were all right clicks. Those were all burst shots from the classic. Finesse is needed for those, and it's down to the Ghost, 1-on-1.
Gonna be Ninja versus Will. And Will just running on high octane. The bunny hop master himself, Ninja.
Turret out.
Gonna put the turret out, but gonna try to stick this defuse, and Will gonna not bait yet. He's still gonna creep on through, but Ninja, he's fully
not
sticking
faking.
it.
He's not
Oh my
faking.
goodness! But Will gets it! Will pulls up the big quad kill and keeps BBG alive and going strong.
Ninja going for that hard diffuser, the spike there. And that's the problem, isn't it, in 50-50s for your 1-on-1. You just don't know. You've got to give it a go. There's no one else to rely on. The bot was worth an effort for the turret, but it's not going to pay off there for Ninja. What a turnaround from BBC, or BBG, I should say.
An amazing individual play from Will. Now 17-7. And the fact that he was able to pick up a quad, and the fact that he ran through A sewers like that, no fear whatsoever. Absolutely miraculous.
Careful now.
Fearless gamer there, and built by people like him is this team. BuiltbyGamers, what a year they've had. What a story. This story looking to get some more glory though, as they're taking on Long A. Probing around, but nothing to be taken just yet.
Now you can see this is an interesting play. So actually, all the defense are going to get close. But Will, he's a bit of a stuck spot, but it doesn't matter because Critical is able to help him out. And now the defense just down to 2. I mean, they don't have anything to work with. They're just hoping to find a burst fire. But now, Greg, the Lone Ranger, and he gets completely red like a book, and Rob Wiz takes him down, putting them up 9-5.
So if you're just tuning in, just give you an update. This is map number 1 of the potential best of 3. Time In here versus BuiltbyGamers. Interesting start here. Time In was 6-0 down at one point and have turned it round to give you the scoreline of 9-6 that we see right now. Question is though, are BuiltbyGamers, are they going to have a better attack than that of Time In? Time shall tell.
Blocking sight.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Now things are going to get changed up a little bit here. So Ninja actually caught completely behind the box, but Bior takes him down, spams him right on the corner. And that aggressive footing, it pans out very successful. The spike will now be retrieved from the Sova.
Swarm grenade. Swarm
And this is
grenade
the
out.
difficulty of this site, or this map, my apologies, is when you're on the defense and you lose
Placing
somebody
swarm
on your
grenade.
team, you have
Swarm
3
grenade
sites to
out.
worry about. And now we can already see the defense. They're kind of shifting their plan, and they're going to actually, you know, invest on this C location, and that's Greg to find the one. Curveball going to be used, trying to look for a little bit more, a little bit blind himself. But it will be Danny right behind to help.
One enemy
just
remaining.
leaving it to the Lone Ranger of Bior. Finds the head of Kurt, but now needs to find 2 more. But that Headhunter are going to get taken down with Danny on the triple.
Triple, baby. Love to see it, love to be it. And with that in mind, that's going to bring it to that slightly closer scoreline. Time in. Doing a rocking job on their defense here, and I'm starting to see a bit of an improvement on those trades as well, lads. They're doing a lot better of the quicker trades on the side of Time in.
Yeah, we're definitely noticing Time in starting to get back into the form that we've seen them in. And like you said earlier on in the pre-game, I mean, Time in, they've been playing together, and they've been definitely making some upsets against some very big, reputable teams. And right now, we're at 9-6 against BBG. And this is a good team. This is a very well-known organization and also players.
That it is, and just to give you the intel, Haven being the most played map by Time in so far in their Valorant trip, they've got a 57.1% win ratio on that. And with that in mind, a juicy wall bang is a good way to start things off. 5 versus 4, BBG back foot.
Bit of hesitation from the
have the
attackers
spike.
right now, Kappa. I mean, we've seen this before in the other Haven game that we were just on. It seems like C is becoming more of that popular site to hit. And look at this, the defense. The heavy lean going to be putting 2 members close, as well the Sova going to be onto the window. But actually, it's going to be the spike that's going to be towards now A, and they take down Ninja, and he was the only member that was close by. But now the next one is going to be Kurt. Does get there in time to take the head of Rob. But now they know the spike's there, so the defense is going to be running back. Spike about to get planted, and that's going to be the Hunter's Fury going to be used from
30
Danny.
seconds left.
Actually, will not make the connection, but Kurt actually does take down Critical, and now 2 remaining members, which will be Will and also Pha. And Pha's going to find it, but Pha getting caught on the stairs, and it's all just down to Will. 17 seconds, can't run away, needs to stick this.
He's got to gun this out, hasn't he? You've got to frag out. If in doubt, frag it out. 3 versus 1, and he's done. He's out into the 0 players left for the side of BBG. And Time in, you're back on the bike, back on the bus, and looking to close that gap even more. So talking to comebacks, seems to be a bit of a tone, a bit of a repeated tale on the Haven story. 7-1, except we're down in the previous matchup. Hello, we had a team that were seemingly down and out. Time in, they are chiming in for a few more rounds into this game, and that gap is not too far at all now.
No, definitely becoming the nail biter that we were definitely anticipating. I know we were talking about this offline and figuring out, like, what do we think? I mean, this is a hard prediction to make. Like we said before, Time in, they've been really doing some serious
Placing alarm
damage.
bot.
And we're definitely seeing them
Placing
now
swarm
in the
grenade.
form that we like to see them in. 9-7,
swarm
only
grenade.
2
Get
rounds
out of
ahead
my
from
way.
BBG.
Joke's
Now it will
over.
be the Omen that's going to push on through, and that was more gals that just get a little bit of information, a little bit cheeky, but instead it will be the Phoenix of Will just using the run it back, getting information, but Ninja takes him down. Will going to be able to stay alive. No armor, but the spike will get planted.
Spike is going to go in for the mix, and 4 versus 4 will have common issue. This B site from both players, and leaving it vacant, or both teams should say, leaving it vacant and going for that retake. Even odds though, out comes the Cloud Burst, and I think the YOLO stick might be an option here. Taking out the alarm bots as well, that's crucial.
This is
It will be...
This is the nuisance of, you know, having the Hunter's Fury activated, because look at that. It just baited the time for the diffuser.
1 enemy remaining.
And that's pretty much a big key point to note out as well. And I think that's really going to just change the way this thing is gone. And that allows BBG to take the round. It was looking a little bit dire, but when you use your ultimates and your utility at the right time in later rounds, boy, does it make a difference.
On the side of BBG, you do have one player it's worth mentioning to say is Bajor, top 10. Top 10 player in the entirety of Valorant within the leaderboards and stuff right now. So with all that information being put to you, gives you a better understanding of the kind of competition that is in the server right now. The likes of Ninja and Co. with BBG and some big names, proving it with their stats as well. So much is on the line here, and with Time in, they literally are just trying to upset as many teams as possible and show they are a team to be reckoned with. So far, so good. Comeback is key.
Careful now.
Can they continue?
This is a lot of ground that's covered from Kurt. Already pushed up into mid courtyard. Right underneath window has the Blade Storm used, which we can definitely see that can be a big playmaker, big difference maker if needed. And all the attackers, they're actually grouping up towards a sewer, so they're fully invested into this. The only person close by is going to be Fuzz. He's going to be the one inside a window, just kind of being a little bit of a lurk and just hanging out in the back just to make sure nobody is trying to do something a little bit too crazy. But that will be the lockdown used. So burning the clock. That's going to be the spam from Will. He actually does a significant amount of damage, but that's going to be Greg taken down.
Immediately, some sheriff shots ringing through. The dome or two. It's a 4 versus 3. Blades still on the flank here. Time in. Surely this is going to be it for them. There's so many casters curses here. The reverse sweep is happening. It's a 3 versus 1.
Just down to Ninja, but that's going to be it as Ninja not even able to take anybody with them. And that's going to be putting BBG 11-7, 2 away from taking map number 1. And we are in that best of 3.
So, the eco just gone, and the money, not too much to be seen outside of this buy, really, if you're on the side of time in. Really a must-win round for them. I do see the operator, a couple of Vandals in the mix as well.
Quick peeks now.
Yeah, the one thing to note too is like we always see it. The operator definitely, you know, find those openings they need to. It's a big investment, and there's a reason for it. So we'll have to see both teams. They've actually decided to go for it, and typically that's of course going to be the Jet. That is going to be the player that wants to make something done with it. But Kurt going to be in C, holding it on his own, whereas Rob actually going to be just spotting out a sewer just to find anybody lurking through the sewers. Find a Ninja Turtle or two, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And this is a very slow round from BBG. They're not fully investing in anything. They're actually allowing the defensive side to push on through if they need to. They're waiting for those picks.
It's like, look, take site, and we're going to take it back from you. BBG, surely they've got other things on the menu, on the bill of the event for Night Shot GG, night before Christmas. 10K's in the line of BBG. They want it. They want it bad. You can see that right now. They've got double figures. They're trying to break that match point, and tension is so high right now. 45 seconds, not one frag to be seen.
Yeah, look at how much time has been burned on this clock. I mean, now we're down to 33 seconds, and it's coming down to this. No damage being exchanged at all.
Left.
Now the shots are finally going to be commencing. Location revealed. The attackers, they're fully invested into this. There's no turning back at this point, so they need to find something. It's going to be Will pushing on through. He should be able to find this, but he's spraying frantically, but it's going to be Fa to save him and give him another life. And the spike, it's still not planted.
10 seconds
and that's going to be the defender side lockdown that's going to be used. The spike gets down in time.
One enemy
but they're going to have to fall back. And it's just all down to Kurt by himself on a 1-on-4. He's waiting. He's waiting. You don't think he expects this. He doesn't know this player completely locked into him. And that's going to be an easy frag for Will. And now putting BBG match point, map number 1.
What a comeback from time in, but what a closeout it would appear from BBG. Match point is right on their doorstep. It's knocking, and it's got a bow on it. They've got to take this at this point. Economy, I'm going to guess, is in the trash for time in. Let's have a look, lads. What's the economy looking like for time in? Okay, still do have some buys coming in though. Got to judge at the bottom, but not going to judge. So you got to do what you got to do.
You got to make work with something. We'll have to see if they're going to be able to make anything work with what they got, but if it's any time to fire on all cylinders, it's definitely now.
Area.
And instead, they're actually going to put a little bit more pressure towards C site. Morgal's going to be by himself with Ninja just beside him, so they're going to be able to hold down Garage. But this site, they completely ran through, and that's Will using the running back, getting information, doesn't take any damage, so he still gets his armor. The defense, a little bit of back and forth we go, exchanges, making it a 4-on-4 situation. And this is it. We need this round from time in if they want to stay alive. Otherwise, this could go for BBG to take map number 1. And so far, it's looking like it could go that way.
So far, so good is right, mate. 4 versus 3. They've got site control. This round really is putty in their hands. They can do anything they want with it. Desperation plays here from the time
One enemy
in
remaining.
gang. And 1 player remains. This is looking pretty icky.
Not the situation you want to be in if you're Greg. You have 3
Attackers
people just
win.
waiting for you and gets completely mowed down. But that is going to be BBG taking it on map number 1, 13-7.
13-7, and a comeback slight attempt there from time in. Just getting the cogs turning, slapping the WD-40 on, and I'm expecting more to come from the second map and hopefully map number 3. 37 for defeat there, finishing up with your Phoenix and the Sova on top. Any special mentions? Any thing to look out for in the rest of his best of 3 from what you saw, lads?
I definitely think Will was a huge difference maker. I mean, the fact that he's able to get big clutches, I mean, that's amazing. I mean, I think we saw a lot from BBG, and they just really started to turn things around. But you know what? Congratulations either way to BBG. But I mean, time in, they definitely made it difficult. 13-7 might not be the biggest score line, but definitely was a lot closer than it looked on the scoreboard.
It was, and for a roster that, as we mentioned, and we'll say time and time again, it's a newer roster. We've been rostered since June, July. So for any team that's going to be in the running right now that's making strats and is making crazy plays, we salute them. And thanks for giving us the opportunity to cast some epic Valorant. Play more epic Valorant coming your way. Do we have any eyes on map number 2, lads, or are we still waiting on the call out for what's to come?
I think we're still waiting on the call out for the map. I haven't actually seen it yet, so it's a little bit of a mystery for us as well. So unfortunately, we can't release it until we know, of course. But as soon as we know, we'll definitely keep things for you.
So it's my Christmas present, the gift of the surprise for what's coming up next. And obviously the Christmas present for these potential teams is 10,000 bones. 10,000 bucks for the nights before Christmas from Knights.gg. Been a great showing so far. 128 teams started in the qualifiers. We had 32 teams at the beginning of today, and we are in the top 16, baby. So these teams just on the brink of success, and semi-finals and finals to come tomorrow. But for what's to come now, plenty more action, and I believe we'll be right back in just a little bit. Snap map. I got a like on Twitter from Sadekis.
Hey, we're back. And we're here. Map number 2 for the Nights Before Christmas. Proudly brought to you by eBay with the Knights GG on the You're Welcome stream. Laz and Cup of Frag. And looks like we're already getting things a little bit started off here. And the map selection is going to go underway for Ascent.
Ascent, Ascent, Ascent. We've seen a lot of Ascent this season. And I know Ascent, I say this season, I say within the year of 2020. And talking of it, it's actually going to be BBG's most played map. So with that in mind, I think this could be the potential 2-0 upset for Time In. I'm going to say it. I'm going to be that guy who's going to come out straight out the gates and say it. Shoot at me in the chat if you like. Shoot at me, Laz. What are you thinking? What's it going to be?
It's hard to say. Like, I mean, we definitely were seeing Time In. They were definitely pulling through and really making, getting some steam, you know, running and everything like that. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can transition that into here. But BBG, no stranger to Ascent.
Definitely not a stranger to Ascent. I'm just checking out the stats here of Time In for Ascent as well. That is the second most played map, so they're definitely no stranger to it. But stranger things have happened in terms of they've got an opponent that's got a little bit more experience with them in that regard. However, I've not seen enough of Time In to make that judgment. Speculation Nation, get it out there, put it in the chat. Let me know what you think as well, and I'd love to hear on that. But enough of what we think. We're into the server right now. Who's going to be deleted first? It's Time In versus BBG. Must win for Time In this best of 3 if they want any chance at that 10K with Knights.gg.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, so this is the do or die situation. Really, Time In. They have to win this map to keep things going to the distance. But if not, BBG could have the 2-0 sweep. We'll have to wait and see, but now you can already see it's going to be Danny just trying to find something, but the paranoia actually does make the connection. It's going to be completely blinding both players that are going to be stuck inside of the tree room, but it will be Kurt. Not actually going to get taken down. Wasted there, destroyed from Will. Finds the head of Kurt, and that's going to be critical using the drone, so a lot of information is now retrieved. But the HP of Critical, my apologies, is down to only 1.
Placing sentry.
But his brain has a red alert function, right? The alarms are going off right now. The war sirens are ringing. It's a 4 versus 5.
Revealing area.
Not ideal here.
Oh my goodness, how does he land that critical? He goes for the jumping burst, and he still lands it. That's absolutely dirty. And now it's just down to only 1.
The most just unethical, the most savage kind of plays. Good burst flick there from Omen, and not going to be enough to get it done. BBG coming through strong yet again in map number 2. Pistol round, 3 players survive. What a round. Jump burst shots at heaven. What is that? It's nonsense.
Absolute nonsense. And I mean, there was nothing for him to lose in that situation. I mean, he's down to 1 HP. You don't want to fall if you don't have to, but the fact that he just goes for it, you know, just the hero that BBG needed, and it definitely works out completely in their favor. And you can already see full purchase coming through. So Spectre's full armor, of course. Whereas right now for Time In, they're actually going to have the opposite. Just going to go for the full save. Not even really go for any purchase of pistols right now. So they're just going to rely on the classic burst to see, can that find the bodies they need?
The IGL call for that discipline, right? Save that money. Don't spend any of your stonks and save it for furthermore. 1 frag coming in from BBG, expecting a bit of a blowout here. We do see the return though. The classic headshot going to do some damage.
Did that shark dart just like ricochet off of the breach? I swear it did.
I did see it bounce.
I swear it bounced off his leg. I mean, the guy's been doing squats or something. I'm like, holy moly.
Steel legs, something like that. Taking one out of Boathouse though will be a Spectre, returning kind of the classic from Sofa. So 3 versus 2, make that the 3 versus 1. And for Time In, a lot of damage inflicted for what seemed to be a write-off round.
Yeah, this is a really good pickup. You know, we talk about, you know, you might not pick up the round, but you're doing the damage, right? So you're burning that economy, you're burning the credits as much as possible. And that's exactly what you want to do. Like, there's nothing for them to expect at all. If they can take down some people, that's a huge victory for them. And right now, they've taken down 2. He also, that's Kurt that's able to pick up a Spectre. So if he can survive with this, he could try to transition that into the next round. A bit of a, you know, bit of a gimme, we'll see, but we'll find if we can find another body, but that's a big pickup as well. So he actually takes down Bjor, so he knows he's going to go for a little bit more, and actually does land it, and all of a sudden, it comes just down to critical, and he's just going to be in critical condition with one player remaining, so a very, very good pickup, considering for time in.
Taking what you can get and exit frags, they count as well. You see so many players, no, I'm saving, I'm not risking for any exits. Not always the best play, and as you'll see, I'm wondering about economy, probably not going to be too much of a concern for BBG, but actually it is. So you've got a Frenzy and a Sheriff Laz. Those two exits, they've gone really far.
And that's kind of the thing, like any damage you can do. I mean, considering they didn't pick up the round, look at that. They've put them completely in a bit of a bind, considering their money. It's not that great.
It's not great at all, is it? It's like you've missed out on your pocket money. Your mum and dad like, no, you've been terrible. No Christmas present for you, and we're going to be keeping it and getting ourselves something nice. Hopefully, that's not going to be the case for time in. Looking to be, we've been good, mum and dad. We've been good. We want the presents. We want the prizes. They want that 10K. That's why they're here today, both teams. Time in, though, we need to see that top-tier performance that we've heard of.
Trevor!
It's going to be the fault line that's going to be used, so that's going to be able to just do a little bit of stun, and that's going to be Morgels that's actually going to push on through, but Bolt Danny now does take down another, taking 2 away, and that's going to be Morgels to find another, making it a 3-on-2 situation, going to be able to retreat back, leaving it just to only 2 members, going to be Critical and Bjor by themselves. They have the spike, they have some time, but it looks like they're just going to hightail towards B site.
They are. Get the hell out of Dodge and making their way. Not to be, but the Vandal is going to be going for Ninja. He's looking to stop this here. Taking a bit of damage and maybe looking for the opt-out and the trade-out. Jet coming to support.
Very interesting. So what the Timon is doing is they're allowing the spike to get down, so they want to regroup together, play a little bit more safe, and that's a good play because now you can already see it's just going to be down to Bjor, and he almost makes the double, but not able to, because it's going to be the triple that comes from Morgels, and now time in going to be pulling up their first round, making it 2-1.
The spike is diffused.
Getting off the starting block and not running too late this time. We did see a situation where they were on the back foot before, and they do have the substance to make that comeback. Hopefully it's not too late. I wouldn't say so with the current scoreline. If you are just joining us though, let me give you a bit of a recap. This is not a best of 1. This is a best of 3 that you're seeing right now. BBG, BuiltbyGamers, they've won the first map, which was on Haven, 13-7. And this one, time in, they've got to win this if they want to get into map number 3. And of course, this is for the top 16, heading towards those semis and towards the finals tomorrow. I'm going to see the lockdown come out though, so special here, Ninja's ult, if you will. This time, sorry, go ahead, bud.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say, like, I mean, look at Kurt. I mean, being able to be on the outside of the lockdown, this is good because they might not expect it. And look at that. Peekaboo we go. Kurt finds the head of Pho, takes him down. Still have a few more knives to throw the opponents. And, I mean, now it's just down to 3 members here, Kappa.
Down to the final 3. 5 players still in the server for time in, and correction, that killshot obviously coming from BBG. Would need to see something mighty special here for BBG to take site. I don't know if this is going to be possible. Tell a lie, 2 spray guns coming through, puts it to the 3 versus 2. Just to the 1 player, 1-on-1, Sofa on Sofa, and he's going to get it done in an absolute phenomenal fashion. What a play.
Amazing showing from Critical once again. Absolutely surgical, takes down 3, keeps it going a little bit more here for BBG. The time in that they were in the site, they just weren't able to find the people they needed, but it came just down to that clutch play. And now putting the money back in the dumpster for time in.
Such a hard place to be. You've got to be thinking, okay, what can I do with this Sheriff? What one-trick pony play have I got here? That's where your mind's going to start going when you're on that eco. Different mindset, isn't it? You're not, okay, I'm going for the Vandal 1-tap. You're going for the Sheriff plate. Noble attempt there, coming in from time in. And that's what you've got to do in these kind of rounds. You've got the pistol. You want to make something work and get that aggro play. Not going to work out, but it was the correct play for them.
Look at this, Kurt. already pushed up on the catwalk. Was trying to see, can he be the sneaky snake? But no, he's going to have to fall back. He gets spotted. Camouflage is gone, and now they're just going to be hanging back in middle. New positioning here, and even the attackers, they're quite spread out. They haven't even made any effort to taking any map control, really. They do have B
Cover
main,
going out.
but Ninja close by. Or Gal's just going to be holding on top of A window. And Kurt again, just hugging middle as much as possible. Does have the classic, but it will be Bior to find Ninja's head. So they're going to be able to take this site for completely nothing. And now it's just 3 remaining members for the defense. They only have a sheriff or 2 to work with. Can they find the heads they need here, Cuppa?
This is bench pressing at its max. I thought that's just the weight they're going to be able to handle here. Some big fraggers, some big lifters, but this is lifting the whole map of percent. That's asking a lot. Maybe the save will do.
Last
Taking
player
1.
standing.
Yes, please. Taking 2. So talking those exits, still making the exits happen and still being effective even though they're out of the round. So that goes to show they have been practicing the strats in the sense of how to play the round correctly, or even 2 players from the side of BBG. Not ideal for the round, but the best they could make of it.
Through all the carnage and all the action. Now we're here 4-1 BBG. Gonna get tested now as time in. Do you have the money in the bank? Stonks available, profitable, but will be profitable for picking up this round. We're down by 3. They've been close nonetheless, but time in.
Do it again.
You need to start seeing them swing.
We definitely need to see some swings and some hits for that matter. Been a swinging and a missing. Hits are essentially homers, maybe. Not going to happen for this one. The aggro push-up cat, not going to be the answer, and it's going to put them once more around where they're on the back foot immediately. So still well over a minute, and these aggro plays, they're just not working.
Really like this play from time in. They were actually trying to put a little bit more pressure against BBG, but it did backfire. It didn't go at all the way they thought it would. But the effort is there, and that's kind of mixing up your play. That's trying to be a little bit unpredictable. But now, Ninja going to be stuck by himself. The anchor, the attacker Killjoy, is going to be used. So he could potentially get caught in this. He's waiting for anybody to peek, and he's going to spray, but he's not able to find anybody. And that's going to be the free site up for grabs now. And it's going to be critical just hanging out in the back. He actually does have the spike. So if he falls, that could be dangerous. But Bior does get the trade immediately. So the threat has been removed. And now Danny on a 1-on-2. Going to go spraying, but that's going to be that. Will comes up alive again. And that's going to be making it 5-1 in BBG. That motor is never going to stop.
No, it's full of the most premium gas, the double premium gas if that's the thing. It is now, and the nitrous oxide just topped up on the top and closing the lid and calling it a day. I'm just having a look at things while I'm really trying to break it down in my mind. What is going wrong here for time in? But it's not what's going wrong for time in. The plays they're making, they're good plays, lads. You can see they've been practicing. They know their angles. They're hitting their headshots pretty much for most shots they're hitting. But for BBG, they're just playing these really bizarre off angles. They're playing these really odd lurks. They keep switching things up. And talking of that, it is going to have some reward coming in the form of the 1 tap of the sheriff. So all plays do work, but BBG, they seem to have the advantage every time.
BBG just seem to be firing on all the cylinders they need right now. And time in, they're trying different things. They're trying to find any small glimpses of hope, but it just doesn't seem to be that way. And even now, you can already see they're playing a little bit more aggressive towards A. But it gets denied, so now they're going to be able to push on through. So Ninja going to be close by. He's going to hold the sheriff. He's spraying, but he's not able to make it work. And Will, he flicks the wrist, and he makes it work. And now it's only just down to Kurt. He's got the frenzy. We're going to have to see him pull some kind of a frenzy kill because right now he's got 4 members to go against, but Will is going to be able to pick up another frag. And this is looking bit of the dawn of the shadows right now for time in.
Looking a bit bleak, isn't it? That play you saw when they were pushing site. You're at generator, let's be honest. You're at generator with a sheriff. It's going to need to be all 1 taps for those people coming in. And just an effort from Ninja, that's a hard feat. 1 taps aren't something you can keep doing all day. Pretty tired, I'm sure, these players as well. Bearing in mind, guys, they've been playing all day, lads. They've been playing since early hours of this morning, right? So with that in mind, fatigue, it's got to start kicking in right now.
Rightfully so, and that's what we were talking about, best of threes. It really does change the pace. It's not just a best of one where you can make an upset on a map. This is talking about going potentially the full distance. We are on map number 2, but you have been playing all day. There's a lot of different factors that start to come into consideration now. We need to see something a little bit different here from time in, and you can see Danny just trying to look for the spam opportunity, but won't be able to at all. The spike actually going to be all the way up into middle, and it's going to be Greg that's going to be stuck in the back of defender side spawn. And this spike, it's just aiming on the back of mid, but there's so many attackers that are just ready to go, potentially just be this big threat, and now just leaving it down to Morse by himself.
So unfortunate. Outnumbered, outgunned. It's doable, but it's going to need some one-taps galore. It's going to be the 4-on-2. Once more, so many outnumbered retakes. And talking of that, it's going to be even out slightly, all again on Ninja's shoulders. 3 versus 1.
Alarm bot out.
Spike planted.
Ninja on the 1v3, he's going for the spam and very close actually making that connection, but
Placing swarm
will not
grenade.
be able to.
Swarm grenade out.
Gonna have to push on through the
Target
dark
out.
cover. Bit of a nuisance for him because he's not able to push on the one side, so now what this is going to make him do is he has to go through this other
Placing
side.
swarm grenade out.
Has to. He doesn't have a choice.
BBG members, they know it, and they're just spamming away, but Ninja finds the head of one.
One
Ninja
enemy
able to find
remains.
2. He's looking for the 3rd, and he
3.
makes it work! Does he have enough time? He
don't
picks up a
think he does,
3-piece.
I don't think he does. What a 3-piece that was, and that really should be ruled in kind with the defuse. If that was to be something he takes away, it will be. And Ninja putting the team in his backpack. He said don't call it Team Ninja, but for rounds like that, Ninja, it's pretty tough, man. You clutched it out.
What a round to give away. I mean, BBG, they had the dark cover on the sidewalk. They knew that Ninja had to go the other side. Very low probability that he just walked through a smoke like that, and they peeked individually one by one, which allowed Ninja to find them and have those one-on-one duels, which then allows them to pick up a round from time in. A miraculous play from Ninja to come up big, especially when things are down.
It's worth the mention, and it's a cause for controversy, but let's bring it into the chat, why don't we? Ninja, he's got a lot of flack. He's been doing great in Fortnite over the years. Actually an ex-Halo player as well, so this guy, he knows how to click heads. He definitely does. It's not all just talk, and showing it in the server, tripling down there in literally a 3 versus 1. You were wondering, why is he going for those wall bangs? Why is he spamming? Well, he was spamming for a good reason, scaring his opponent, and he ran into a bottleneck, lads. He literally ran down the corridor, 1, 2, 3, yes please, and they're back into this game somewhat. So 2 rounds in the bag for time in. I'm expecting a couple more after that clutch.
And that's the thing, like some teams, they run on motivation, they get, a little bit fired up, ready to go, and that's, something that can just get everything moving their direction the way they need it to. And maybe this clutch from Ninja could be the prayer that they needed. Now it'll be 2-6 in time in. They do have guns as well as their opponents, so if another full gun round to tail the tape, we'll have to see what happens. A little bit more of a slow round, but the spike does look like it wants to advance itself towards B, but at this point right now, BBG, they're just looking for any sort of an opening that they might just want to fall back. There's plenty of time to burn right now.
Plenty is there. The candle, still plenty of wick left before that flame is going to reach the plate at the bottom. Question is, though, who's going to draw blood first? 5 on 5. Scans coming through. Ninja taking a lick of damage, but he's switching up his spot here. He's got a nice angle on market. I wonder if he's going to be shutting down the night market or the day market before it goes tonight.
Oh, and this is going to be Danny using the Hunter's Fury, so this is a good way just to make the opponents fall back and not go for it at all. But right now it's going to be Kurt, does have a Spectre, dashes his way out, trying to look for one more if he can, but no, it's going to be critical to take him down, and Danny right on the other side, the Nanoswarm nade going to catch right on top of him and actually annihilates him, and that's amazing placement that came through, and now it's just down to Ninja again. Can he pull another clutch situation? This is now a 1-on-4. He takes 1, but surely he's not going to be able to take 3 more.
He's going to need a lot more candy canes and Red Bull to get that sugar rush that he's going to need for this 4 versus 1. I tell you what. Maybe just a couple of cheeky exits, lads. I really don't see anything else to the story.
Yeah, a little bit of hesitation. I'm not sure if Ninja was kind of doubting to go for it or not, but instead he does try to commit. But that's going to be BBG to pick up that round, not allowing Ninja to pull through another clutch round. So we will see the money situation once more. it's just been such a problem for the defensive side. And their money situation just again and again and again. That's really just hindering them, allowing to pick up extra further rounds.
I'd bet to say as well with Ascent, and super interested in the chat and from what you want to say on this one, Laz, it's hard to use anything but a long distance weapon when it comes to Ascent. The angles being such distance, for pistol-wise, you kind of need a Sheriff to be landing those angles. Nothing else really does it. A Stinger, a Spectre, so hard to put it to use here, and that's commonly what you're seeing. You're seeing a hard save, you're seeing a Sheriff only, and it really puts you in an awkward position on those ecos.
It absolutely does, and even look at now, Kurt does have the Blade Storm used. Might be able to find one, but instead he's going to get caught off guard with the Cloud Burst that's going to land right in front of him. Dark Cover as well.
Oh.
That's going to be Ninja to now use his lockdown, so going to be pushing back his opponents, which allows more time for Kurt to push through, and also his teammates. And look at this, he has a lot of good ground already covered.
So much info. He's got a UAV. He knows where every single player is in the server. He must have an idea at least. That recon part though, returning some exchange of intel. The Cold War here, trying to snag all the secrets they can.
Oh, but that's going to be Will. Look at that. He's just been a thorn in the side for time in. He just seems to find it every single time. And now he's able to take down the one player that could have really just been the big difference maker and really in the hot seat because he was the only one with his ult. But that's going to be Danny. Lands nice little one Sheriff. That's a good way to start things off.
One player back sight of a Sheriff though against a full buy. I don't know if that's going to be what dreams are made of. It's not going to be clearing back sight with a couple of spray guns of the Vandals. A 4 versus 2. Ninja
Spike
not
planted.
part of this clutch though. It's going to be in the breach. It's going to be in the Omen. Greg snagging that Sheriff and hoping this is going to be enough for a couple of exits and maybe to chomp down some more frags.
That's a perfect placement of the fault line. You could see Rob, he was completely stuck. He was fully stunned, which allowed Morg to run right through, pick up that frag. So now time is ticking. The flash going to come in, and that's going to be another one for Morg, but only going to be 2. And it's going to be Greg, but he's not able to make the connection with the Sheriff. And that's going to be 8-2 now, BBG. 2 more rounds to go for this first half.
There's got to be something else that Time In have not tried yet. And that's it, isn't it? You're racking your brain for the alternative plays. BBG, they're playing off angles as well. So what can you do to punish their best player? That's the kind of thoughts that will be going through as an IGL for Time In. I'm wondering, and maybe something for me to find out, the IGL of Time In, who's calling the shots in this matchup, wherever it is, must be scratching their head because BBG having a really, really good game.
Especially on that attacking side. We're just not really seeing much of the fight that we thought we would see from Time In right now.
Proceeding through the courtyards will be the boys on BBG. Couple of trades and make that 2. BBG back to the 3-on-3 here, and Time In able to even the scales a little bit with those aggro plays, and that's what was missing, wasn't it? The quick trade. BBG have been infamous for those this game. Time In struggling a little bit, but not this round. It's a 3 versus 2.
Yeah, the tail is definitely turned because now it's going to be just Pho and Critical by themselves. The 2 remaining members here for BBG, they got plenty of time. They have the spike in an interesting position. I mean, they're going to be stuck up middle, but Kurt going to find him, and that's going to be the spray, but Pho giving away his spot, so position is completely compromised. So now he's going to have to outfrag 3 other players here from Time In. And a bit of a choke point because you can see this is difficult because if Ninja peeks too much, that allows him, but it will be Greg to find the head and now pick up their round of a much-needed round.
Picking
Last
up
round
that
in the half.
headhunting shots, and off we go. 3 rounds here are going to be in Time In's pocket, and they're looking to top it up with a little bit more. So sipping that Red Bull, I'm sure Ninja is, and I'd be chucking him at this point. You need to get this last round. It is, I'd say, a must-win when it comes to this best of 3. You've got that second pistol round. You need to get that so you can convert a couple of rounds, or at least have a better chance of. Off we go.
And I was just informed that Greg is the IGL, so thanks, chat. Appreciate that. It's good to know. It's always nice to know the mastermind behind the team.
And before I get ahead of myself, last round of the half here, not pissed around at all, not even sure what I was thinking, just getting hyped for it to come. Can you tell? 4 versus 4. Last round of this half, of the attacking half for your boys on BBG.
Here.
Time in. Got to lock down this last one and be those pillars of support they need to be on defense.
Rotation already coming through, so it's going to be Morg that's just holding the very tight angle in front of the doorway. The dark cover going to be used. Going to be able to have another one that he can burn. And this is a bit of a misread from BBG. Look at this. They're completely going for this gamble. So that's going to be now. Going to be commenced. And it's going to be able to find the body now. Starting things off the right way. Spike about to get planted. A 3-on-3 situation. No fake plant needed. Time is now of the essence here for the defenders.
3 on 2 it will be.
Last player
BBG have to go
standing.
one more frag. This might be doable. No, one tap. 3 versus 2. Make it, sorry, a 2 versus 1. How comes the Hunter's Fury? If this able to grab a frag, this could make it even playing field. Super close. Landing just a slight bit of damage, but a little bit of damage ain't going to be enough. The frag needs to happen.
Oh, that was an amazing angle that Critical was trying to hold. And I mean, using the Hunter's Fury that early, not the wrong call because, you know, again, you're just trying to use it to throw off the angles of those players. And he actually did land some damage. But that will be 8-4 in favor for BBG. So now going to be switching sides over. So BBG going to be on the defending side, whereas now time in will be shifted over to the attackers. And we've seen today, it seems to be the theme that the attacking side seems to be a little bit more favorable today. Something in the water.
Attacker-sided Saturdays, eh?
Yeah, I guess the stars aligned or something. I don't know, but it seems like attacking is the strong force not to reckon with.
I wonder if that's a direction that the meta is going to take. Is it to do with strats? Is it to do with having that one like FPS like god on your team? It's like, hey, I've got some strats, man. Check it out. It's something that within the Valorant world, it's a bit of a new topic, isn't it? With all the thoughts and the strats and the plans that are coming out of the woodworks. Talking of Greg being the IGL, he's someone that he's got such a challenge in his hands. Big brain plays all day, baby, and that's the pressure you've got on you from the other team and from your team. Kicking off this round here would be glorious if you're a time in follow-up, if they were to grab this and get themselves back in the game.
Now position is going to be gained. It will be time in that are going to be pushing up into short. It will be Critical and Rob are going to be very close by. And look at this, even Rob getting a little bit cheeky, trying to see, can I find somebody through the smoke, but instead will not, and the spike actually going to fall all the way back. And that's going to be Greg holding it down.
So I do like this, though. They're not giving the spike away early, not making any rookie mistakes. And we did see a spike drop in the first half that was a bit uncanny of this level of play. None of that for this one. Super important. Keep the spike in hand, keep stacked up, keep someone available for that trade. And as you'll see on the flank here, Jet just holding down mid. Fault line coming out.
30 seconds left.
Rocking Jet on catwalk a little bit. That might be the delay that needed.
Yeah, just stuck in a bit of a hard place. Again, like that's the cubby, so you only have one option and you just need to frag out, but not able to. There will be the Reyna that's going to be in this site, so it will be Will, but he's only able to take down one. Time is completely ticking. Look at this boost from Raw, but he's not able to make those shots land enough. Despite Will not have enough time to get planted, but it's all just down to Mork by himself, and that's going to be the reload, and BBG pick up the pistol round with ease.
Spike is going to go down, though, so time in. Had that sort of sluggish start to their first half. This will aid them a little bit, won't it, on the attack? And if it has been attacker-sided, well, this buy, I'm guessing they're going to force in. I'm guessing that the full force. Scoreline and all, it would make sense, lads.
Yeah, at this point, you know, like, I mean, it's either, I mean, it's close enough. Like, it's 4-9. I mean, they could potentially just try to risk it. But instead, you know what? They are just going to put the money right on the board. They're going to try to retaliate back, and I don't disagree with this. Like, this is a good play. I mean, they need to pick up some rounds, and the second round is always a bit unpredictable. We never know what's going to happen, so, and it's very difficult, especially if you win that pistol. It's just so many variables and options.
That's right, especially in Ascent. So many variable options in these sort of low econ plays. You've got pistols and SMGs, Sheriffs, Spectres, anything can happen. Something is going to happen. Time in, able to chime in for the entry frag of the round, but is it going to be a match against these Ares coming through? It's going to take 2 players. It's a 3-on-3.
Be pushed through, so it's going to be Yor, going to be
Player
spraying
standing.
through, and now just down to Rob. 1v2
enemy
situation,
remaining.
making it a 1v1. Ninja actually going to go off the plant, so still lots of time, but Rob,
Oh.
jump shot galore,
Wow.
takes
You guys
down
suck.
Ninja. Holy moly, 10-4.
My hands are on my head, and I'm sure that's what Ninjas will be as well. What a jumping right-click burst shot. We've seen a couple of those this game, and it's all been from BBG, lads.
Honestly, like BBG, I mean, we know the classic burst is just insane, but
It's OP.
so many jumping shots today, and more, I think, so far today that we've seen, it has been from
Keep up.
BBG. They just seem to have the right ingredients for it, and they just win these situations in some pretty cool fashion.
BuiltbyGamers, built different. I'm sure that's what's being chimed in for the team chat in the Discord, wherever they're rocking. Entry frag is going to continue in the reign of pain here from BBG. Immediately, the gate's open. A player's been removed. 2 players are removed. Time in. They're going to be timed out very soon at this rate. The internet connection is going to be severed. It's 5 versus 3.
I think even Critical landed that spam shot through the wall, I'm pretty sure. Unfortunately, he just missed it, but I'm pretty sure that's how he landed that first frag for himself this round. And now time in. Their backs are against the boards. I mean, they don't have a lot of options. And look at this. They're completely post up in the back and middle. They have no mid control. They have no B main control. This is just looking like BBG's round.
And this is what makes this end difficult, right? You get 1 man down. I say it's in a 5 versus 4 or 5 versus 3. You've got to re-strategize. You've got to figure out what's going to be the next play. And it's so difficult to open up the site when you've got that man disadvantage and 2 man disadvantage right now. So much to do and really not much to do it with.
30 seconds left.
That will be Critical.
Down.
Spraying away. Does find Ninja. Just going to hold the fort
One
again, but a bit
enemy
of an early
remaining.
peek from Danny, and just now picking up the triple. Going to go for the wide swing, but you know what? Morg, different plan in store. Morg with a double. The wombo combo, and now should be able to get this spike down in
10
time.
seconds left.
Only 9 seconds remaining. Just might want to go for that spike bunny, but instead wants to try to bring the duel to everybody else. And that's just a good bait from Will, just playing around the box. And BBG, they lose 2, but they're going to be able to pick up that 11th.
1 away from match point. Both teams know this. BBG celebrating the potential, and time in, well, it's going to be their chance to shine. The time is now. We
Turret
need
out.
to see something. I'm not too sure the economy status, and look at that. We've got some Vandals on the board, right? So it's doable. It is something that's possible, and all players in this server, they're no stranger to a clutch. So I wonder, ooh, what's it going to be?
Get out of my way.
Be Kurt actually going to be running in hot and heavy, and that's going to be a double, and that's a great way to open things up as a Jet. Critical going to be able to find him with the Huntress
coming
Fury,
back.
so alt versus alt. Making it now the slight advantage here for the attackers.
Spike planted.
Spike's going to get planted. See if they're going to be able to. They have been able to pick up 2 weapons now.
Deploying
Going to be
drone.
completely grouped up in the site, having 1 member in the back of A. The drone spots the information. Danny
Turret
and
out.
also Greg going to be just right in the sight, and that's Ninja with the Guardian. Going to use the
Initiate.
lockdown, and that's the perfect time to use it because now the defenders, they have to go for this or they got to wait it out, but time, there's just not enough time at all.
Last player standing.
1 player remains. Heaven is closed. No one's coming in through heaven, and that's good work for the lockdown. Pressuring all those players. Get on your bike, get into sight, or get off the bike and get out the server for that matter. Brings in another round, and is that going to be enough to keep the gas topped up? We've talked of sort of gas in the tank, but it's running low here for time in, and I'm curious, are they down and out, or have they got a few more in the bag like that?
And that's kind of the mystery of time in. Like, we definitely have seen them before. Like, they're a very good team when they played the best of 1s. And I mean, no, you know, not saying they're not good in best of 3s, of course, but they definitely have been able to make some big upsets. But this is a big test for them too, because now a little bit of glimpse of hope from them so far. We'll have to see, and that's actually Claw running around, spraying as frantically as much as possible, doing a significant amount of damage. And this is actually already looking pretty good for them, considering, and we talked about that before, just having weak weapons and just doing damage, and Bior able to actually find another also. So an even playing field we go.
it's turned into a scrappy backstreet alley fight now, and that is what it should feel like. Bringing the fight to them is time in. What they really started to do near the end of the first half, Laz, that we saw that was working. It doesn't matter if you're in attack or defense, getting a bit aggro in certain parts of a round or certain parts of a half is essential. They weren't doing that until the latter portion, until they started to get those dubs, and right now they're starting to turn that momentum into more rounds on the attack. I believe there's going to be a couple more in the bag tonight. They should be playing the cards right here.
Very risky for Critical. He gets that orb, but now Will sprays, gets the spike down. Look at that. He's able to use the dismiss, but he gets spammed away.
30 seconds
The
left.
perfect play, and it didn't seem to work out completely the way he pictured it. But it will be the spike planted now from Kurt. It will be Pure to push on through, but Greg keeps them going. They aid the bleeding. They stem the bleeding. 6-11.
Whole pack of band-aids, throw it on the issue, no problem. Spider-Man band-aids will do the job. Over and out for that one, and into the next one. 11-6 is the score. Time in. They're starting to improve their connection again, getting good signal.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, now this is 2 rounds in a row for them. Looking like they're, getting that second win that they needed. Still plenty more to go, and BBG have a little bit of wiggle room that they can do if they need to. But look at this aggression from Kurt. He's already pushed up, and somehow he hasn't had any fight or any issues yet. He's able to get into this site. Now it's just a complete firefight. A lot of utility already used from Ninja. As well as the other Killjoy on the defensive side. Nanoswarm nades are just going to be missing.
Nowhere to run! Here we go!
Much action. Absolute gog show to this 3 versus 3. Blaze-Storm is going to come out of the works here. It's the 2 versus 2. Super quick flicks. Nothing but that in the server right now. Neck and neck as expected.
Yeah, Rob Way is actually going for a bit of
One
a fake
enemy
jump. And
remaining.
oh, look at this. He's just floating in the air. Knives
Last player
prone.
standing.
Can he make it work? It's just down to him. But Danny delivers another round with the triple in dominant fashion.
Man, absolute god-tier clutches we're seeing. Individual performance, Laz, you hinted at it. Where is it for timing? It's here now, and if it continues, if they can stay on this peak performance level and stay athletic, they're going to get to game number 3, no doubt.
Yeah, this makes me wonder, if BBG a little bit questioning on their plays, or if, this is so many different things that can be the option right now, and even they now have to save. So this puts time in for that opportunity to pick up another round.
Sheriff just poised and ready for BBG. And you're starting to see a bit of hesitancy now, Laz. They're not as confident as they once were.
Yeah, a little bit of shaky plays, but I mean, this round is, again, kind of the meat grinder, a little bit of a gimme. Go for that risky play if you need to. But right now, again, we are seeing a little bit of a different play. We're not really seeing them play the way they were as a group.
And I think that in itself is where my concern comes from. Yeah, it is an eco, but they're starting to get a bit straggly and start to separate with their trades, and that can happen when you're slugging through a best of 3.
Spike
You get so in
planted.
the zone, and things can go past you as such as that. 5 versus 2.
No more.
Eco is not through. Stinger in the back of the opponent. Upgrade to a Vandal, why not?
Yeah, going to be able to pick up the Vandal. Now the door will close, so the attacking players know that the 2 defending players are towards tree, but instead Critical
Last player
wants to just
standing.
go for the save. Realizes it's not worth the effort. Keep that weapon into the next round. Allow time in to pick things up. So that's going to be putting time in with an 8th round. Slowly and surely we go.
Slow and steady wins the race, and that's going to be what BBG are aiming for. Okay, we'll save this Vandal. We'll support the buy for the next round, and with the Econ, hopefully that could provide them with the full buy. That was the intent. I think it should work unless there's a Gladiator buy. What's their Econ looking like for BBG? Okay. So with that in mind, that was a really important weapon to be saved. That's going to allow them to get the full buy going, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. If someone's like, why are you saving? Why are you saving? You're like, this is why I'm saving. Make sure you're in a good spot before you say that, but saves, they're important stuff.
And now look, it's going to be full pressure ahead, full scheme ahead for the attackers, putting a lot more pressure towards B. That's going to be the attacker Killjoy that's used. So the spike is just going to hang out in B main, but now getting a lot of real estate. They're able to push up into Mark, and that's going to be the breach ult that's used as well. And that's going to be actually Dior that's going to be detained, so completely stuck. He's useless at this moment. Time is ticking. Finally gets his gun back, and luckily the dark cover protects him.
Really, a lot more than judgment there. Absolutely sucks getting caught in that lockdown. Wicked flick there, coming from BBG on the attempt of the retake here. 3 versus 2.
Gonna be having the recon bolt ready to go. Giving up that location.
Revealing
TP
area.
coming in from Morgan, sorry, and Fug gonna be able to push on through. The jet, which will be Kurt, finds the one, and now it's just down to him. Knives out. Just needs to bait as much time as possible, but Rob, different plans in store, and now it will be BBG to be a match point.
Really fantastic effort there. The jet plays flying, updrafting through the sky like a bird or a plane. Wasn't too sure what it was. It isn't going to be enough to get it done though. So 12-2 is this. Oh, sorry, 12-2. 12-6 is the score. Knights.gg. Nights before Christmas event, that your Xmas event, I should say, that you're looking at right now. Hopefully a good time so far. 10K is on the line, and as it looks right now, BBG, they're going to be going forward to be a candidate in the top 16 portion here. So that hard work's done for them so far. Time in, they've got nothing but time to put in to get this win in the bag here. Must win, or the best of 3 is not going to continue.
Now it's going to be, once again, they're just going to push on through. They're going to do what they've been doing best, putting the foot on the gas and never letting go. A little bit of hesitation now, a little bit pushback, a little bit different than what we saw. We always saw it was going to be the jet that always pushed on through, which was Kurt. So instead, they're actually just going to have a bit of a spam session, just see if they can find a cheeky little wall bang. Going to be grouped up in a little bit of a different play. Rob wins the exchange of the jets, the off duel. In favor for the defense, and that's going to be the Blade Storm used. And now the spike gets running all the way back. It's a bit of a bait and switch at this moment, Cuppa.
It has to be. They've got to start playing with the minds of their opponent. They've got an op to face, and running into that op, yeah, it's op suicide. There's really no point in doing that, and that is going to be somewhat of the read they have. But see if it can fuzzle going for the Jabea, or are they going to go for the play? You've got 45 seconds. Something's got to happen.
It's just completely mayhem. This is just going everywhere. And actually, it is going to be the lurker Ninja. So he wants his 2 teammates to stay alive as long as possible. He's going to try to do something and make a bit of a contact point.
30 seconds left.
He's going to be a bit of a lurk, and they know. The defense knows there's some players down long C, or long A, my apologies. But now he's just grouped up. He's just going to be holding the tight angle. Dark cover going to be blocking off the tree, but time is ticking. Time in. You have no time to work with, and that's going to be fall. That takes him down. And look at this. It might be a little bit too late, as now it's down to 9 seconds to spike. It could get planted, but Morg, you have to save your teammate, but that's going to be that, and BBG take this in a sweep of 2-0.
2-0, and if you want to talk underdogs, there really wasn't an underdog for this one, because both of these teams still are forming that sort of final roster. They're still getting their engines revved up. Either way, great best of 3. GG for both teams, but BBG, you're going to be the victors in this one.
Yeah, massive congratulations to BBG. Time in, definitely putting in some time, because we could see causing a lot of damage and a lot of work. And I mean, we were kind of questioning a little bit how it was going to work out, considering on a BO3. And I mean, I'm not saying they haven't done a BO3 before, but I mean, again, it is just kind of that big test, because I know a lot of people have been saying Timon's a really good BO1 team, big upsets, but right now they weren't able to upset anybody.
And that's all part of the growing pains, isn't it, when you go into a tournament? They've made it from 128 teams to 32 to 16. So that in itself is an achievement. That's something they can slap on their record and just take that experience onwards and upwards. I'm telling you, lads, and we said it off air, let's say it on here as well. Ninja and Time In, I think that's a team to watch for the next year or so.
Yeah, looking really, really forward to the way that they've been playing, and really just putting like reputable teams a lot of work that they have to do. And I mean, they were finding some really good opportunities, especially on both maps. But congratulations to BBC to keep on going in the tournament. That will now take Time In out. And I think that is going to be it from us today. But again, just want to give a big shout out to everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Apologies for some of the tech issues, of course. never always goes smoothly, but hopefully it was good along the way. Make sure to throw a follow for us as well. My name is Laz with Laz_TV, and also Cupafrag as well.
Most likely chuck us a follow, and on topic of that, we should be back tomorrow potentially with some content. If not, please do tune in to the Nights.gg stream. Check out all the action that will be coming up for tomorrow, and it has been a pleasure. It's all powered by eBay, HyperX, and Steels, and of course Blocks. Thank you so much for having us today. Thanks for checking out the stream. Give us a like, give us some love, and hopefully we'll catch you in the flip side, if not tomorrow.